Empath Guide, Chackras, Mind, Body, and Soul 2.0, written by Batantu. Narrated by Mackenzie Young. Introduction. Cecilia was 40 years young, with an exciting and growing career and a loving family. Recently, though, the stresses of life had been eclipsing the good. There was the stress of a move. There was the thrill of the unknown when she accepted a new job. It gave her the chance to flex her writing skills at a high-profile magazine, but it also filled her with uncertainty and self-doubt. What if she wasn't good enough after all? But she faced the doubt with courage. She picked up stakes. As Cecilia settled into her new life, filled with promise and angst, she took a deep breath and got ready to step up her game. Only something didn't feel right. She felt off. She couldn't sleep. Her focus wasn't what it used to be. Her creativity was oddly blocked. She worried about her finances even though she was making more now than ever before. And then there were the aches and pains. She used to be able to walk off on her morning constitutionals, but not anymore. So Cecilia took an afternoon to go to her doctor. He listened sympathetically and ran some tests. He could find nothing wrong with her. He sat her down and gently told her, "These are the sorts of things we expect to happen when we get to this age," which was simply a nice way of saying, "You're getting old." Only Cecilia didn't feel old. No, that wasn't quite right. It was more like she didn't feel like she should feel old. She sensed that she had so much more to give to the world if only she could be more vibrant. Instead, she felt blocked. This word floated around in her head all week. Her editor noticed that something was up. When Cecilia talked about what her doctor said and mentioned her blockage, her editor's eyes lit up. "Girl, you're not getting old. Your chakras need to be unblocked, that's all." Cecilia tried not to laugh. Chakras? Really? Weren't there some kind of Eastern mysticism that people used to believe in? Her editor sensed her doubt. "Do you even know what chakras are?" Cecilia realized she couldn't explain them. She mumbled something while trying to Google a definition. Her editor replied, "If you don't even know what they are, how can you be so sure they aren't real?" It was a good question, and so Cecilia put her research skills to work to find out more about what chakras were and how they could help her. We'll dig deeper into the ins and outs of what chakras are later on in this book. But for now, think of them as energy centers in your body. There are 7 main chakras that go from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. These points are physical, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, as they are associated with nerve bundles and internal organs, but they are also spiritual and are a key feature with our mind-body-spirit connection. When our chakras can get out of balance, we ourselves feel emotionally and physically out of balance. There are 2 main ways that a chakra will be off kilter. Its energy may be slowed or its energy may be too high. You'll also hear people refer to chakra as blocked. Sometimes I'll use that term, but for the most part, I'll refer to balance, as this term is better able to encompass both issues, namely when energy is impeded and when energy is too high. Whether our chakra's energy is too low or too high, there are concrete steps that we can take to reestablish the balance and regain our vitality. Although Cecilia wasn't completely convinced by her editor's diagnosis, she figured she had nothing to lose. After all, her doctor, an expert in Western medicine, was unable to offer her anything to help, and according to what Cecilia read, balancing chakras was completely safe. In fact, as you'll see in this book, many of the techniques to improve your chakra system are downright relaxing, and we could all use more relaxation in our lives. So Cecilia dug into the research and integrated breathing, meditation, and basic yoga into her daily routine, as well as other tactics we'll touch on in this book. After a few weeks, Cecilia was feeling less unblocked. In fact, she was feeling a decade younger. But the benefits went beyond the spring in her step. She felt like she understood her place in the world better, allowing her to focus on work and activities that would allow her to give back to the world. She felt more in tune with herself physically, spiritually, and emotionally. In fact, even her relationships with others improved. This is because each person is an integral part of humanity, and what happens within and to one person affects the rest of us. But why should you listen to me? I've been in the same position as Cecilia. There have been times when opportunities were right there in my grasp, yet the emotional, physical,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?